Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Shineability Show. If you haven't been here before, my name is Robin Carberry. I'm a coach, and I help Gen X women untangle the knot of midlife confusion, uncover what they're here to do, and unleash more flow, meaning, success, connection, and joy in their lives. So I apply my years of experience mentoring hundreds of folks on growth journeys. I ask questions and I do some deep listening, and I leverage my own journey as an OG Gen Xer to help my clients stop second guessing and backpedaling and instead start moving forward with full confidence that they are on the right track. So this morning I am here from this beautiful campground. You can see the river there in the background. And there's a little pond. There was a duck over there before. I don't know where he went. Anyway, so I'm coming to you from this campground. It's my husband's birthday tomorrow, and we are here camping for the week. And just in thinking about it, it made me decide what it is that I wanted to talk about this week. And that is the cool, fun, interesting, exciting, awesome thing that you think you might want to try, but feels crazy or impossible, right? So the reason this came up for me is just about 2 years ago now. So it was the first summer of the pandemic. It was July 2020. And my coach threw this crazy idea on the table. So we couldn't get together live doing mastermind meetings because obviously back then nobody was getting together. And she said, you know, what if we all went camping? What if we went to Moab? What if we all were in campers? We could socially distance. We could still hang out. We could still be together in a way that's safe. Like, what do you guys think about that? And my first thought was, oh my gosh, my husband and I have been talking for years about wanting to get a camper and wanting to go cross country and wanting to camp. And it was always in the way of like, well, maybe someday we'll do that. Maybe someday we'll do that. So all of a sudden, boom, here was a reason to actually do it. And I was like, oh my gosh, this would be so freaking cool. And then my rational brain kicked in and said, wait a minute. Is this really something that makes sense for you? Is this really for you guys to do right now? You don't have a camper. You're going to be gone for 3 weeks. What's going to happen with your business? What's going to happen with your husband's business? What are you going to do about the dogs? And boom, 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 boom. There were just all these reasons why it was crazy and it made no sense to do it. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. So finally, I just mentioned it to Ken. Ken's my husband, if you don't know. I just dropped the idea out there. It's like, hey, you know, Julie thought like we should all get together in Moab and camp for 5 days. And he was like, oh my gosh, how do we make that happen? So my point of all of this is that seemed like a great big crazy idea, right? But what we did is we said, yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah, maybe it's nuts. But let's figure out if we can actually do it. One step at a time. Not making a full commitment, one step at a time. So we looked at renting campers. It turned out that didn't make any sense because our truck wasn't able to tow anything that, you know, that was available to rent. So what were some other options? Well, shoot, you know, renting a camper for that period of time was going to cost us thousands of dollars. What if we bought a camper? So long story short, we went to Virginia. We bought this camper that we super, super love. We decided, okay, we're going to do this trip. We're going to make this happen. And if we hate it, guess what? We can sell the camper. And at that point in the pandemic, campers were going for like, I mean, that was like a hot item. And we were lucky to even get our hands on one. So we knew if we came back and we hated it, we could sell the camper and actually probably make money on it. So all of these rational reasons for not doing it, like once we started walking down the road and going through the process, like we ticked the boxes and said, okay, well, that's not really a reason why we shouldn't do this. Well, let's look into that and see if that actually makes sense or doesn't. And instead of just throwing the whole idea out the window because it seemed crazy in the beginning, like we just looked into it. We took small steps and we made it happen. And here we are 2 years later in the same camper, happily camping, try and go once a month. So this same thing applies. This same thought process applied when we bought our house. You know, we like bought property on the water. Oh my gosh, who are we to think that we can even do that? How are we going to make that happen? That seems impossible. That seems crazy. Well, guess what? We took small steps and we made it happen. We built our house. I started my business. There are so many things that, like, you know, people believe, that's nuts. You can't do that. That's crazy. You should, no, don't even waste your time on that. Just take small steps. You don't have to make the full commitment all at one time. Just take small steps towards it. So, if there's something in your life right now that you want to do or you want to try, and all the people around you are telling you that it's crazy, or your rational brain / not even just your rational brain, it might be like your brain trying to protect you from something that actually feels scary or might be risky, is coming up with all these reasons why you shouldn't do it, take one small step. Just move in that direction. You're not making the full commitment. Just move in that direction and see what happens. I promise you that the craziest of ideas sometimes work out to be the best, most awesome experiences and can change your life. So that's it for this week. Again, just give you a little view of the background. We love this campground. I hope you're having an amazing week, and I'm going to go and get ready to do a coaching call and then take the rest of the week off to celebrate my husband's birthday. I hope you're doing something fun. If you have any questions, you need any support around this, please let me know. Just drop me a comment, send me a DM, and I will see you again next Wednesday. Bye.